I feel like the weather we've seen this week has been good for some floating river.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm ready for the go zone.
Yeah.
The go zone. That's
Heard
right.
we're going to be up to what, 85?
What?
later
We
this
could
week,
go
something like
86
that?
tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, we hit a 90
Whoa.
today. I'm going to show you who hit that. And talk about whether or not we're finished with 32. Why don't we start there? I've got a cold front that arrives before the weekend. But first, let's take a look at how often we see a freeze this late in the season. So far this season, 9. Last winter, 10. On average, every winter gets at least 15 32s or less. Now, on average, we see the last 32 February 24th. That'll be this weekend. Well, the latest freeze, and this is why it's so hard for me to say we're completely done, April 3rd, back in 1987, we got down to 32 degrees. There's been plenty of March cold fronts that have sent us into freezing numbers. And we had 43 freezes. That's a record, by the way, back in the mid-60s. Boy, far from a freeze with these kind of numbers. Look at this. We hit 78, but they go to 88 at Pearsall, Cotulla, and there's your 90 at Carrizo Springs. Pair of 8s at Eagle Pass, too. I will say there will be more 90s tomorrow. 86 at Del Rio. Yesterday, Del Rio was 88. There were some mid-70s, which is still too warm for this time of year. The coolest spot was 72 out at Bernie. Got to show you this beautiful sunset tonight. The Brahmas in Stockdale. Thanks to Ken's 5 Eyewitness, Sonia Pruski. How you guys doing? Isn't that a gorgeous shot? Look at how blue those skies were today, right? Outside tonight, the wind's not moving too much. We had a breezy evening. Okay, everything's coming in blank at this hour. We're going to be in the 60s right now. We're in the mid-60s, and temperatures will stay in the 60s until probably, well, 6 a.m. I don't even think we'll fall into the 50s. If we do, it'll be 59. But by 6 a.m., we're going to probably see the fog roll in. So expect a little bit of patchy, some dense fog out to the west until probably 9:30 or 10 a.m. And it's because the dew points, that's what we're looking at here, will be right where those temperatures fall to, about 59 or 60 tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. But tomorrow's the day the front arrives, and watch what happens to that 60-degree dew point. It's cut in half by tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in the lower to mid-30s, so some very dry air comes in tomorrow afternoon and stays in place. In fact, that means we check with the 24-hour comfort index. Here's what happens tomorrow. We ride this wave of ideal weather into the afternoon. That's not going to be bad at all tomorrow, and then spend a hot and dry afternoon because of how warm it's going to get when this system moves through. We'll get rid of the fog, and then we'll get rid of the cloud cover, and on our way to a sunny 85 with tomorrow afternoon. So a very warm Thursday where we should be stopping in the mid-70s. And it's going to be a warm westerly wind that picks up. Gusts are going 20 to 25 tomorrow afternoon. And I think it'll be breezy on Friday again with wind gusts about 20 to 25. In fact, get used to it. I think we're going to definitely have some windy conditions over the weekend, but not to the level of wind advisory criteria. We'll just call it breezy to windy. Now, dew points will fall off, but only temporarily. Notice that we see a rise in humidity as dew points go back up to the 60s for next week, but don't expect a chance of rain. High pressure well in control. This is going to be a pretty dry weather pattern for the next several days. So we're expecting 0 in the rain gauge for a while, and probably even to wrap up February. All right, 7-day forecast time. Tomorrow we start with a little patchy fog, then sunny, breezy, and 85. Friday, Saturday, a little bit cooler by 10 degrees in the afternoon. A seasonal morning is waiting for us on Saturday. That's where we should be, 47. Breezy days all the way even through Sunday, and then we start climbing again. Temperatures back into the mid-80s. I'm putting in a slight chance of rain. Boy, do we need it. It's going to be Wednesday. Right now, computer models have a lot of that rain east of us. But at least there's a chance, Nate. You're saying there's a chance.
Crazy eights, Bill.